What up, guys? This is Tony Torque here, working on a 2007 Toyota Rav4. This thing actually had a blown motor on it. As you can see, there is a massive hole right there. That thing just straight exploded. I think the timing chain went out on it, popped this engine. I'm making this video because there's not much information on how to remove this motor. A lot of people talk about removing the engine from the bottom by removing the cross member. Others talk about lifting it out with the transmission. I'm here to give you guys the facts and make this a simple, quick video. So as you can see, the transmission's in here intact. The motor actually comes out through the top. It's much easier to do it this way. You don't have to mess with the driveline or anything. It's not too bad of a process. Takes a few hours, but nothing bad. So one of the tips that would make this easy is remove the alternator when the engine's still in there. Both the AC compressor, and lift it up here. This line is long enough to allow you to set the AC compressor up here. Use a bungee that's attached to this unit here. This pops out with a flat blade. You can use that as a good anchor point for this. Once you hold that out of the way, you don't have to release your AC refrigerant, so that'll save you some time and money. There are 9 bolts that hold this unit down. They're 14 millimeters. There are 6 bolts that hold this torque converter against the engine flex plate. Unplug the transmission connectors and everything because the harness will come out all together. And as you can see right over here, the harness is always one unit. It'll come out all together, so make sure to unplug it from the transmission. To remove the harness, all the way up over here, unplug it from the PCM. You set that aside. Over here on the fuse panel, there's a hidden nut right here. You take out that nut, unplug these 2 connectors, and once you unplug that unit will slide out of here, allowing you to remove the harness. This fuel line, it pops out from over here. I made a separate video on how to remove that fuel line. I'll add it in the description below. I also made a video on how to remove the torque converter bolts. See this bracket right here on the CV axle? There's 3 bolts that are hidden. There's these 2 little divots. So even when you remove these bolts, it might feel like it doesn't pop out. But if you use a really long pry bar, you can get this to pop out of the motor. If you remove the axle nut, that'll allow you to have a little bit of flex for the CV axle. You don't have to completely remove it. I've seen a few other people recommend to remove the whole axle, but you really don't have to, so that'll save you a lot of time. Time is money. So remove the hood latch. It'll give you more room when you try to squeeze that motor out of here because it's really tight, and once you come out through here, you barely have any room. So if you remove that, it'll save you some trouble. Check out this motor over here. Remove the exhaust manifold. That'll give you that clearance to squeeze it out. You don't have to remove any of the pulleys. So all these pulleys can stay intact. You know, you don't have to remove this. There's a video out there that they say to take this out, you know, harmonic balancer, but you really don't have to. You have the room to squeeze it out of there. So that'll save you time. An easy way to remove this motor is if you use a chain or a strap, you can actually place one of the straps down here or chain, place it in here, and that'll hold it against this chunk of steel right here so it can't slide side to side. And on this side, you can do the same thing, you know, place your chain or strap around this end. That way it won't slide side to side. Once you jack it up and support it, remove your motor mount, you can put a strap across from each side, and that'll support it so it doesn't move, and, you know, makes it easy for removal. After that, just crank it right up, and this thing will pop right out. So it's not bad at all, actually. It's a pretty easy job, and only takes a few hours. I'd say total removal time, if you know what you're doing and use these tips to save you time, it should probably take around like 4 to 5 hours for removal.